In 1944, while the world shook with thunder, Britain pressed a message of endurance into bronze, a coin so small it could vanish in a pocket, yet strong enough to carry a nation's spirit. The year is 1944. War defines the horizon. Cities bear scars. Families live between hope and uncertainty. And still, daily life persists. Shops open their doors. Bread is measured. Change is counted carefully. Even in extraordinary times, ordinary exchanges must continue. Among the coins that passed quietly between hands was the farthing, a quarter of a penny. Small in worth, constant in presence. It represented continuity when everything else seemed fragile. Issued during the reign of George VI of the United Kingdom, the 1944 farthing did not announce itself with grandeur. It simply fulfilled its role, day after day, transaction after transaction. Yet in its modest form lived a deeper meaning. It proved that even under pressure, the rhythms of life endured. Currency is more than metal. It is trust made tangible. It is a nation's promise that order still exists. In wartime, such symbols matter profoundly. Every coin becomes a reassurance. Every exchange affirms stability. The farthing, though the smallest denomination, carried this quiet responsibility. Its presence in pockets and tills signaled something powerful: the system still functioned. Society still moved forward. No speeches were required. No proclamations necessary. The message traveled silently through bronze. Turn the coin to its reverse, and the message becomes visible. A wren stands poised upon a slender branch. Tiny, alert, balanced. There is no dramatic motion. No triumphal gesture. Only quiet persistence. The wren is one of Britain's smallest birds, yet it thrives through harsh winters and uncertain conditions. Its selection for the farthing was not decorative. It was symbolic. In a time defined by vast armies and immense destruction, the smallest creature became a metaphor for survival. Look closely at the engraving. The feathers form delicate lines. The eye is defined. The stance is steady. Even in mass production, artistry remained. This was not merely a design. It was a statement cast into everyday life: endurance belongs to those who persist. The obverse reveals the profile of George VI, facing left. The portrait is composed and restrained. There is no theatrical flourish, only steadiness. Around the portrait runs a Latin legend proclaiming his titles. For those who handled the coin, the image symbolized continuity of leadership. During years when uncertainty touched every household, this quiet portrait offered a visual anchor. The monarchy remained. The nation endured. Bronze preserved that image with dignity. Time might soften edges, but presence remained unmistakable. By 1944, resources were precious. Industry focused on survival and victory. Yet coinage remained essential. The farthing was struck in bronze, practical and durable. Roughly 20 millimeters across. Light enough for daily use. Strong enough to survive decades. Each coin required metal, labor, and intention. Even in an age of rationing, Britain continued to produce currency. The act itself carried meaning. It declared that normal life would not vanish. That commerce would not collapse. That society would persist. Imagine the path of a single farthing in 1944. It might begin at a mint press, bright and newly struck. Soon it enters circulation. It passes through a market stall, exchanged for produce. It rests briefly in a shopkeeper's drawer. It moves again, slipping into another pocket. Perhaps it travels through cities scarred by conflict. Perhaps it rides quietly in a soldier's belongings. Perhaps it sits forgotten in a jar on a kitchen shelf. Each transfer adds invisible history. Each mark of wear records a moment of use. Coins do not witness history from a distance. They move within it. Most farthings were spent without ceremony. Many were worn smooth by decades of handling. Some were melted when denominations faded from use. But a few survived. Preserved intentionally or forgotten accidentally, they carried their era forward. Today, the 1944 farthing is no longer currency. It is memory solidified. A small artifact of endurance. Collectors examine detail, luster, and condition. Historians read context. But beyond technical value lies emotional resonance. Hold a 1944 farthing and consider its physical truth. Its weight is modest. Its surface warm with aged bronze. Its imagery simple yet deliberate. Observe the wren's posture. Notice the king's profile. Trace the rim that once defined monetary value. Every feature was created for function. Yet together they form a narrative. The coin speaks without words, a nation continued. Life endured. Hope remained. History often celebrates the monumental. Great leaders. Vast battles. Transformative events. Yet survival is built upon ordinary acts repeated daily. Buying bread. Making change. Continuing routines despite uncertainty. The farthing represents that continuity. It is proof that resilience operates not only in grand gestures, but in quiet persistence. In a time when the world seemed unstable, this smallest coin carried stability from hand to hand. The 1944 farthing does not command attention. It does not glitter with wealth or power. It simply exists, steady and enduring, like the tiny bird it bears. In bronze, Britain recorded a truth that remains timeless: strength is not measured by size. It is measured by persistence. A small coin. A simple design. A powerful reminder that even in the most uncertain years, life continues to move forward, one exchange at a time.